Hello and welcome to analytics. In this video, we are going to show how to handle, questions where we have got more than one option to choose from. Say, for example, now we are given a question where we have got, the participant have to choose more than one, A, B, C, D. They can choose one, they can choose two, or can choose all of them. And then in this situation, we are just going to show you how we can actually capture all these different options in different columns, but at the same time, we will eventually then just bring them together, into one column, which is basically what we need, so that we'll be able to analyze it further from that. So what we want to do is basically to bring all these columns. Say, for example, now we have got the first option A. We could have just captured it in this first column where we have got it. And then say, for example, now if we have the participant who chose this one, then that's a 1. And then if the participant did not choose, maybe this was not applicable, we captured 0. Same applies if that was not applicable to this participant, we put 0, or we capture 1 that was applicable to that participant. But eventually what we need at the end of the day is just one column where everything is just put together. Say, for example, if maybe the participant chose this one, we expect to have that. And then if this was also another option chosen, and then we say comma that, and then we have a list but under one column. So what you're going to do is just to show you how we can bring that together. Now what we can do here is we can just first say, okay, now let's have a look at it, at those variables that you want to put together. So in this case, we have this 12, column 12 up to 16. That's basically what we need just to put together. And then here in this code, we're saying, okay, please go and grab columns 12 to 16. And then what we want you to do, we want you now to actually, take all this and then put them in one column, and that new column, we want to name it that. And now when you're bringing this together into one column, now separate them by that. So basically I just have this first argument, and this is the second argument, and this is the third argument. So basically here I just put, the possible we can have. If maybe I want to choose the first one, I could have just put like a 1. And then for this, I've just chosen 2. So that's I have a 2 here. I could have just removed everything and just put what I need for now, but it all depends depending on, say, for example, you're working with different, researchers, they've got a different test. So which means now you can, keep all of them and then always just choose whichever that's applicable. Now back to the data, you'll find that now we should be able to tell now our code, okay, fine, wherever you see 1, it means take that and put into that column. And when there's a 0, please just leave, that was not chosen. So this is basically how we're instructing our code now to actually be able to select what was applicable. So let's just go ahead here and run to see how the results will look like. Now, remember the names of the columns. We can decide to just keep them as they are when we put them under one column, or we can change them to uppercase or just to sentence case. It depends on what is your interest. Then here for now, we're just gonna keep them as they are. And remember, these are the column names that we have currently. You can see now that only the first letter is the one that is in capital. And then we can as well decide whether to just convert everything to uppercase, or we're just going to keep them as they are. But the internal code will also instruct it to just eventually remove these underscores. So because NVR just requires the variable names to just have no spaces. So in the meantime, I'm not going to drop this. Is simply instructing us just to drop the original columns. For now I'm just going to keep them. So I'll choose 2 here, and then once they've done that, then here comes our results. So you'll find that now there are some participants who chose this one only, so which means all the other columns are zeros. Same applies to that. But there are some participants where they chose this and they also chose that. And then remember how we instructed our code to say, now wherever now they've chosen more than one, when you put them together, just put that and put some space, and then this is now why we're having that. So these are the different options. Ideally, this is how we should have captured it, but at times it is not that easy. So normally we say, okay, just capture whichever way that is easier for you, and then we can just use some other codes to just handle those different situations. So in this case, this is now basically what you've done. So let's just go ahead and have an idea or look into the new data frame that we have actually created, where we've got the new variable. So if you check here, these are the columns that we have just concatenated, put together. So you can see now we've created this new variable, which is basically this checklist, and then this is the column we have created. So it is just going through row wise, and wherever now it sees a one, it takes the name which is on top and put it there. Wherever it sees also a one, it takes that name and put there, and then just put them into one, separating them by um, that, which is what I have decided to choose. You can choose any that you want to use there. One might have decided to use a forward slash or a comma, or that's fine. So basically this is how we can just handle the situation. So basically it means when now you've got multiple response options here or questions, then it doesn't matter. You can just capture the way you feel like it's easy for you, and then Ara can always help us just to bring that together. So for today, this is basically what I've just prepared for you, and we hope that in future we can also just have another short video just to show you how we can present this graphically, to be able to visualize the patterns. So until next time, thank you so much for listening. Thank you.